How's it going today, guys? Welcome back to Black Bart Gaming, and welcome back to another Lost Ark video. Now in this video I'm going to be covering Abyssal Dungeons. We're going to be talking about the Necromancer's Origins Abyssal Dungeon. Now this is going to be the last one that you do before you transition into Tier 2 Abyssal Dungeons, and I found this one to be actually the most mechanically challenging of the Tier 1s. So we're going to talk about this one, go into details, and break it down to you how it works. Now before we get on into the video though, don't forget to like as well as subscribe to the channel. We're still trying to get to the first 1,000. It would really help me out if you can subscribe. Now, with that said, let's dive on into the video and talk about it. Now first, keep in mind we're going to be fast forwarding through the trash mobs. It's going to be a little faster than normal, but we're going to fast forward through it. Now, we also went in here with 2 paladins, so also keep in mind that we were a little bit more defensive than the average group. So that played a role in us being a little strong. I kept myself with a lot of endurance and a lot of damage reduction, so I'm actually really like heavy shielding. So how I'm going to explain the first boss is actually pretty simple, and it's actually pretty easy, both of them. So on the left, you will see that there is a list of numbers for your characters, 1 through 4. So keep that in mind when you're doing this dungeon, because those numbers are important. You're going to start off and you're going to jump in and you're going to start fighting the dragon guy. I don't know his name. Essentially, he's going to have phases where he will apply a negative debuff on you that will increase damage that you take. You will see this debuff in the bottom right, a little bit above your health bar, and you'll have a stat counter on that, and it'll be easier for you to see it there. Essentially what happens is whenever you get 5 stacks on you, it will wipe the dungeon. It will wipe the whole raid. So you need to actually like maintain that and get the stacks removed from you. Now how you deal with this is you're going to have these orbs that spawn along the arena that you fight in. And so when you get this debuff on you the first time, what you're going to do is have the person who is labeled number 1 pick up the first orb. This will cleanse his, but your allies will have 2 debuffs by the time the second one come up. Now when the second one come up, your second person, who's labeled number 2 on the left, will pick up a orb on the map, which will again be yellow and be easy to see. You're going to do this so on and so forth until the 4th person gets the 4th debuff on him, and then he or she's going to go and pick up the orb. Now keep in mind that this is kind of like a phase thing. So it's not like he's going to just apply them on you a lot, like very rapidly. He's going to apply it with an orb that spawns. So you're going to keep it going 1, 2, 3, 4. And when the 4th person pick it up, the final orb, you're going to pick it up again with the number 1 person, so on and so forth, until you kill him. Outside of that, he doesn't really do too much. Just avoid his large telegraphed AoEs. With a paladin was not a problem, with a bard is probably not a problem, or someone with pretty decent debuffs like a warlord, buffs that give you like shielding, you should be pretty good to go. So after that boss, we're going to transition to the final boss and talk about that one. Now that we're done with the first boss, let's get to the final boss. And I actually think this guy is actually pretty easy too, and it should be pretty easy to explain. So this boss is going to have a lot of large AoEs. So I find, at least for my group, we stayed kind of close to him most of the time. If you do get like caught out, he likes to teleport a lot. Just try to avoid getting hit by the telegraph, because it does do a lot of damage. Typically the range never goes too far that you can't get away if you're far away from it. And if you stand close, you can, just hit him in his face and have like protection. If you have a paladin, it'll make this a lot easier. But if not, you just got to be mindful and move around. Now his main phase is going to be, he has 19 bars I think when he starts, and once he gets to about 9, depending on your DPS, he's going to prepare a one-shot mechanic. Now the way you have to deal with this is you have to burst him, not to kill him, but to stagger him. And once you stagger him, he will go back to doing his different telegraphed attacks. We're not going to go into each of them. They're just like large AoE, like slams and stuff. And then I believe, at least for my party, once we got to about the 2nd line, I believe, he went to do the attack again, and we attacked him and staggered him out of it. And then he goes into his death phase. Now, what's important about the death phase is that he will spawn orbs all along the arena on the outskirts of it. So you need to designate who's going to be in the north side, the east side, the west, and the south side. And then on the screen, like visually, you will see one of two colors. It will flash like white or it'll be red. It's hard to see sometimes because the map is like kind of visually hard to like see things, but just try to do your best and you go pick up don't pick up, you destroy the orb that is corresponding to what you visually see on the screen. This will reduce his health. He will like heal again, but a reduced health line, and you're gonna essentially do that over and over again, trying to get his health low, daggering him when he does the one-shot mechanic. Check for the color of the screen whenever he's in his like death state, and then go pick up and destroy the orb that he flashes. Once that's done, I believe the third time, he will die and you have completed the entire raid. He also does do some counterattack stuff, like it'll flash blue so you can't hit on a counterattack. I noticed that's usually around the beginning of when he like starts, so just keep that in mind. But other than that, as long as you like just focus on that, probably have a good like, bard or paladin with you, should be fairly easy to do this Abyss dungeon. Now with that said, guys, if I did miss something, please leave me down like in the comments, like if I missed something, because I am still just as new as you guys are to PvE content in the game. But I wanted to get this out because we were able to complete it. But yeah, leave me any comments if you have any questions or some corrections. With that said, guys, don't forget to like as well as subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next Lost Ark video very soon.